November 6, 2021. A celebration of another Apsley Gorge Vineyard milestone. Under the patronage and management of Brian Franklin in 1989, the first grapevines were planted on this ideal for viticulture land at Apsley Gorge Vineyard by Nick Anderson, the then farm manager. Now, 30 years later, as friends and admirers of the Apsley Gorge Vineyard wine gather to celebrate the opening of the on-site winery, another Anderson, Nick's son Jacob, has reason to fondly reminisce.
Well, I originally started here when I was about 11 years old. So my father was managing the vineyard out here, and he was working out here, and on the summer holidays I'd come out here and I'd do the summer pruning season, so I'd be plucking laterals and thinning out the excess growth. We make sure we get a lot of sunlight and air movement around our grapes to keep them disease free. So that's how I'd spend my summer holidays, earning a little bit of money, and I'd take that back and spend it during the school year. But so I started out here, basically with the vineyard sort of in 1989.
The Anderson connection endured, and so too has Brian Franklin's. If anything, Brian's early pioneering passion to produce world-class Pinot Noir and Chardonnay has only intensified. Mirrored in knowledge and experiences via a complete immersion in winemaking in Burgundy, France, across 20 vintages, Brian continues to benchmark the Apsley Gorge Pinots and Chardonnays against the Grand Cru of Burgundy.
When I started making wine, I had no academic training with the technical side of winemaking, so I thought, how am I going to learn this? It was either do a remote university course or go to the home of Pinot Noir and Chardonnay, which is Burgundy.
The French have been growing grapes in Burgundy for 2,000 years, so there's not much they don't know about growing grapes, but since the war they've gone more back to the old practices that they were using in old days. So they're not totally biodynamic, but they use a lot of biodynamic practices. So they don't irrigate, they use organic fertilisers. With the French techniques I've learnt, I'm applying that now, and it's been very successful.
Growing great grapes is one thing, but producing great wine is another. And it was inevitable that eventually Brian would move his winery from the old fish processing plant at the spectacularly located building at the Gulch in Bichonneau, 20 minutes drive from the vineyard, to a modern on-site facility at Apsley Gorge.
So on a normal day, this is where we're processing the grapes, just outside here. So this is where we put the Pinot. The Pinot's destemmed, comes into these 3,000 litre tanks. It's a beautiful facility to process grapes in. We've got 2 temperature control rooms. We process the fruit out here, and it comes in and goes into the tanks. So we have 3,000 litre tanks around the walls. That's forklifted in there, and then the fermentation takes place in those tanks. This is our barrel room. So we usually keep this at about 11 degrees temperature, which is ideal for maturing red wines and Chardonnay. We only use French oak barrels. We're using about 40% new barrels every year.
A proud day for Apsley Gorge Vineyard and Brian Franklin, and an achievement appreciated by AGV family and friends.
Such a great facility, 2 great big fridges and cool rooms and panels and great, great tank space and a great place to work and great equipment, we're really lucky and to see everybody come out here and have a glass of wine and enjoy this place, which is one of the top spots in Tassie. It's been a really great day.